We have all seen those unforgettable MasterCard commercials, haven't we? You know, the ones where the cost of tangible items is listed out, only to end with something priceless.
Whoa. The Capital One Quicksilver card does not need a dog and pony show. Quicksilver is simple. It's unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with no annual fee. No need to jump through any crazy hoops. Will someone tell Fido he can cool it with the hoops? The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet? They're dropping balloons.
This is a clever hook that makes you think about the value beyond money. But let's pause for a moment and think about credit cards and what they represent in our lives. Are they tools of convenience and opportunity, or are they silent traps that pull us into an unending cycle of debt? Behind the glossy marketing, celebrity endorsements, and promises or rewards lies a complex story that starts with a piece of plastic but can impact your financial life in ways you never imagined. Let's take a closer look at the origins, the mechanics, and the hidden costs of credit cards, and how, with the right knowledge, you can turn them from potential pitfalls into powerful tools. Have you ever swiped your credit card without thinking twice, only to find yourself buried in debt months later? It's easy to get caught up in the convenience and rewards, but what's really going on behind the scenes? Take a journey back in time to uncover how credit cards became such an essential and sometimes dangerous part of our lives. In the early 1950s, a businessman sat in a restaurant trying to enjoy his meal. But disaster struck when he realized he'd left his wallet at home. The embarrassment and inconvenience spurred an idea that would eventually change the world. The man, Frank McNamara, decided there had to be a better way to pay. And just like that, the Diners Club card was born, the first real charge card. McNamara's concept wasn't about borrowing money, it was simply about paying later, with no interest. At first, these cards were used sparingly, mostly by the wealthy, and they were more of a convenience than anything else. It wasn't about making purchases now and paying later. It was about social status and enjoying the benefits of paying on a monthly cycle without having to carry cash. But the world was about to change in the next decade. In the 1960s, a bank in California started offering a new kind of card, the Bank AmeriCard. Unlike the Diners Club, this card allowed you to carry a balance and pay it off over time with interest. The concept of revolving credit was born, and suddenly, it wasn't just about paying later. It was about borrowing money at a cost. The Bank AmeriCard would eventually become Visa, a brand that would dominate the world for decades. The 1960s and 70s were a time of rapid growth for credit cards. More and more companies jumped on board, and credit cards became a fixture of daily life. Credit card companies had one goal in mind: keep you spending. They started advertising low interest rates to lure in new customers. But behind the flashy marketing, the reality was different. The real cost of credit cards' interest rates was hidden in small print. By the time the 1980s rolled around, credit cards were not just about convenience. They were about creating an illusion of wealth. The idea of buy now, pay later was sold to us as the ultimate dream. Suddenly, people weren't just swiping for luxuries. They were swiping for everyday items, groceries, clothing, travel. And that's when things began to spiral. Credit card companies wanted one thing: repeat customers. To achieve that, they made sure people could afford the minimum payment, but never really pay off their debt. It's a simple but powerful formula: pay the minimum and be stuck in debt forever. It worked. The average consumer was slowly pulled into a cycle of debt they couldn't escape. It wasn't until years later that most people realized how much money they were actually losing, paying 20% interest month after month. The key to understanding how credit card companies trap you lies in something called the APR, annual percentage rate. This is the interest rate charged on any outstanding balance. So, if you carry a balance from one month to the next, the credit card company charges you interest, often at a rate that can range anywhere from 15% to 25% or even more. This is where the real cost of credit cards comes into play. Let's say you owe $1,000 and your card has a 20% APR. If you only make the minimum payment, you could end up paying back more than $1,200 by the time the balance is paid off. But here's where things get tricky. Credit card companies charge interest interest on your balance, and that balance can accrue interest daily. This means you're not just paying interest on the principal, you're paying interest on the interest itself, creating what's called compound interest. Over time, this can make your debt snowball out of control, but there's good news. You can avoid paying any interest at all if you play your cards right. The key to never paying interest on your credit card is simple. Pay your balance in full every month. When you pay off your balance before the due date, you avoid paying any interest charges. That's right. Credit card companies usually offer a grace period where you won't be charged interest if you pay the entire balance before it's due. Let's put that into perspective. If your monthly balance is $1,000 and you pay it off in full, you pay nothing in interest. However, if you only make the minimum payment, interest will continue to add up. And if you carry a balance for several months, that interest can quickly pile up, turning a $1,000 purchase into something you'll end up paying hundreds more for in the long run. Credit card companies are brilliant marketers, and they understand human psychology better than anyone. The more we used their cards, the more we became dependent on them. They know that if they could get you to swipe once, they could get you to swipe again and again. And it didn't stop there. Credit card companies began offering rewards programs, cashback, points, and travel miles. But there's a catch. Spending with a credit card doesn't just feel different from paying with cash. It is different. Studies show that we tend to spend more when we use cards instead of cash. It's simple. Swiping a card doesn't feel like parting with real money. It feels like an invisible transaction. But in reality, every swipe, every point, every reward comes at a price, the interest and fees that slowly pile up. Before you know it, you're making minimum payments, and your debt keeps growing. It's an endless cycle. But how can you break free from this cycle? The key is not just avoiding debt, but using credit cards strategically and with purpose. Here are a few ways you can use credit cards effectively. Travel benefits. Many premium credit cards offer perks like free travel insurance, lost luggage protection, and even access to airport lounges. By using your card to book flights or hotel stays, you gain valuable protections while earning miles or points that can help pay for future trips. Cashback and rewards. If you choose the right card, you can earn cashback on your everyday purchases. Some cards give you higher rewards for specific categories like dining, groceries, or gas. By using your credit card for regular expenses and paying it off each month, you earn rewards without incurring interest charges. Purchase protection and warranties. Some credit cards offer extended warranties and purchase protection for items bought with the card. So if an item breaks or is damaged, your card's issuer may offer a refund or replacement. Building credit. By using a credit card responsibly, paying off your balance on time and in full, you build a positive credit history. A good credit score can help you secure better loans and even qualify for lower interest rates when making large purchases. Now, it's time to break free from the cycle of debt and use your credit cards to your advantage. Start by paying off your balance in full each month and be smart about which card you choose. Understand your spending habits and select the card that offers the best rewards and benefits for you. With the right approach, credit cards can become a tool to build wealth, gain travel perks, and protect your purchases. Credit cards can either be a powerful tool or a dangerous trap. If used wisely, they can help you build a better future. But if you're not careful, they can become a chain that keeps you in debt. The power is in your hands. Take a step today to regain control and use your credit cards to your advantage. Don't let the swipes determine your future. You get to decide. Like and subscribe to join a community that is committed to achieving financial freedom and living a life of purpose.